The 2023-24 season is finally here, and today I'm going to be predicting which 4 teams are going to finish at the top of each of the top 5 leagues. In this video, I'll be ranking the teams based off the signings that they've done this summer, their performances last season, and if there have been any other changes in the club, such as a change in management or a change in ownership. One quick disclaimer before we get into this video: I did not include the Premier League in this video because my last video was my Premier League predictions, so I already predicted the whole Premier League table. So if you want to see who I think is going to finish in the top 4 for the Premier League next season, you can go and watch that last video. I will link it in the description below. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. And the first league I'm going to be predicting is the Serie A. To be honest, in my opinion, this top 4 race is going to be incredibly close. I think all of these 4 teams are going to be within 5 or 6 points of each other. A lot of top tier teams in the Serie A have made some amazing transfers this season, but in my opinion, AC Milan has been the standout team. They have signed Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Christian Pulisic, Tijani Reindeers, Noah Okafor, Samuel Chukwueze, Yunus Musa, and also a few other youngsters. That is just absolutely mental. But don't sleep on their rivals Inter Milan, because they have also made a few good signings so far this summer. They've signed Jan Sommer, Cuadrado, Marcus Thuram, and also recently Davide Fratesi. It kind of makes me sad, but I feel like Napoli have kind of fallen behind this summer compared to the other top tier Serie A teams. They have only really made one big transfer so far this summer, and with all the money that they got from last season, obviously winning the Scudetto for the first time in over 30 years, I really thought that they would be more active and make more transfers this summer, but they've kind of disappointed me. Obviously, Napoli have also lost their manager Luciano Spalletti, and they have replaced him with Rudi Garcia. Now, to be honest, I don't know too much about this manager. I know that he managed Roma in the past. I think he also managed Lille, but I really hope that he can replicate at least somewhat of what Luciano Spalletti did last season. Honestly, I think that AC Milan looks like the best team in the Serie A, and I think they look like one of the best teams in the world. And for that reason, I do think that they're going to win the Scudetto next season. Coming in at second place, I've put Juventus. They have also made a few good signings this summer, but mainly because of the fact that they're not going to be in any UEFA competition next season. That reduces a lot of games that they have to play, and I think that this will help them a lot, and I think that that is the main reason why they will finish in second place. Coming in at third place, I've put the team I support, Napoli. Like I said, I think they will fall back a little bit next season, but nonetheless, third place is still a good finish. And coming in at fourth place, I've put Inter Milan. I think they will just clinch the Champions League spot for the next season. The next league I'm going to talk about is the Bundesliga, and honestly, all I have to say is Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are going to win it again. They've won it the last 10, 11 times, and they're going to win it again. Dortmund had their chance last season, but they blew it. They had a great chance, and they blew it on the final day. And this season, I just don't think they'll be able to compete with Bayern Munich. Bayern have made some amazing signings so far this summer that have really reinforced their squad depth. Dortmund, in my opinion, just haven't done enough this summer to be able to compete with Bayern Munich again next season. They lost their main player, Jude Bellingham, to Real Madrid, and they got over 100 million euros for him, and they haven't really done anything to replace him. On the other hand, don't sleep on RB Leipzig, because they have made some incredible signings so far this summer. They signed both Xavi Simons and also Carvalho on loan. They also signed Llouis Openda to replace Nkunku, and they also signed a few other youngsters, which will really increase their squad depth, and I think they will have an amazing season next year. I reckon that Leverkusen is also going to have a great season next year, and they have made a few good signings this summer, most notably Victor Boniface, the Nigerian striker. I think that he will help them immensely next season, and I think he will score 10, 15, maybe even up to 20 goals. But again, I don't think that anyone is going to be strong enough to stop Bayern Munich, and I do think that they will win the Bundesliga title again for the 12th or 13th time. Coming in at second place, I've put RB Leipzig. I think they're going to have a great season, and personally, I think they're going to perform even better than Borussia Dortmund. In third place, I've put Borussia Dortmund, a little bit of a fall off from last season, but nonetheless still a good finish. And finally, coming in at fourth place, I've put Bayer Leverkusen. I think they're going to have a good season next year, and they will finish in the top 4. Moving on from the Bundesliga, we are now going into the La Liga, and realistically, this is between 2 teams, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad have made a few good signings this summer, but honestly, I don't see them getting anywhere near Barcelona or Real Madrid. Real Madrid have made some great signings this summer, most notably Arda Güler, Jude Bellingham, and also Brahim Diaz. I think that their team now is arguably one of the best in the world, and they definitely have the best youngsters in the world. Tons and tons of youngsters. Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Arda Güler. They're gonna get Endrick soon. Now they have Bellingham. It's just absolutely insane. Like, it's mind-blowing how good Real Madrid's youngsters are. Barcelona, on the other hand, have also made a few good signings that I think have gone a little bit overlooked compared to Real Madrid signings. They've signed Vitor Roque, the young Brazilian. They've also signed Gundogan from Man City, and they also signed Martinez and Romeo, two experienced veterans that can really help out that squad. Obviously, last season Barcelona did win the La Liga title, but this season I just think Real Madrid are too powerful. Their team is absolutely insane. They have a great manager. They have amazing depth in their squad. And I just think they're one of the best teams in the world. And I think that they are going to win the La Liga title. Like I just said, I do think that Barcelona will have a great season, but I don't think they're going to come first. I think Barcelona are going to come second place. In third place, I've put Atletico Madrid, finishing in the exact same spot that they did last season. And also finishing the same spot they did last season, I put Real Sociedad. I think they will have another good season, and I think they will finish in the top 4. The final league I have to talk about today is in France, and it is the Ligue 1. Honestly, I think that PSG are in trouble. Now, PSG have made a few good signings, most notably Gonzalo Ramos, but I just don't think that their squad is going to be half as good as it was last season, mainly because the 3 forwards, Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, have either left the club or it seems like they're going to leave the club. They're unhappy, and I think that this might cause PSG some trouble. On the other hand, Marseille have made some incredible signings so far this summer. Most notably Ismaila Sarr, Iliman Ndiaye, Aubameyang, Renan Lodi, and also a few others. And I think that these players will really strengthen their squad for next season, and I think they will have an amazing season. But don't overlook Monaco, because next season I think that they're going to make a comeback. Last season they played pretty poorly and they finished 6th place in the Liga, and this did cause them to miss out on the UEFA competitions. But because of that, I think that will really help them next season in the Liga, because that's all they have to focus on. They don't have to play any of those extra games in the Conference League or in the Europa League, and I think that this will really help them to perform amazing next season. As for who is going to win the Liga, in my opinion, I honestly think that Marseille are going to do it. PSG have been winning for so many years now, but I think that this season they're going to fall off a little bit, and I think that Marseille will win the Ligue 1 title. Coming in at second place, I have put PSG. Now, obviously, they have the best squad in the Liga. They have the most expensive squad, the most expensive players. But like I said, I do think they're going to fall off from last season, and that is why I've put them in second place. Coming in at third place, I've put AS Monaco. Again, I think they're going to make a comeback this season. Last season they finished in 6th place, but this season I think they're going to finish in 3rd. And finally, coming in at 4th place, I've put Lille. Last season they just missed out on the top 4, but this season they have made a few good transfers, and I do think that they will finish in 4th place. And those are my predictions for which teams I think will finish in the top 4 in each of the top 5 leagues. Now again, if you want to see my predictions for the Premier League, I uploaded that in my last video, and there will also be a link in the description down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you agree with my list and my predictions, let me know in the comments down below. But if you disagree with my predictions and you think that a specific team is going to finish either higher or lower than what I said, again, let me know in the comments down below, and stay tuned for more videos.